Hey everybody, and welcome back to Cam's Flies. I'm Cam, and today we're going to be tying another midge pattern. It's a lot like the midge cluster. This is the Hot Spot Midge. Also, it was originally tied by Gretchen Beatty. This is out of the Federation of Fly Fishers Fly Pattern Encyclopedia. Here's one I tied up in the vise earlier. It's a lot like the midge cluster, just with a hot spot. I'm using a 2 extra long nymph and streamer hook for this one in a size 18. Go a little bit longer so that way I can fit a decent size hot spot on the fly. And get our hook situated in the vise. Pinch our barb down. And for our black thread, we'll be using a finer thread. This is a Semperfli in 12/0. And start our thread in the back, right around by the hook bend. You could start your head right at the hook point and work towards the hook bend. And clip your tag end free. For the Hackle material, we'll be using a size 18 and the Whiting Hackle. This is in black. Let me get my hackle started right at the hook bend. So another difference here with the midge cluster and the Hot Spot Midge is this pattern, you do not wrap your hackle through your peacock. You wrap it just outside of your peacock. And the midge cluster, you wrap your hackle through your peacock. So you'll see here, I'll get my hackle situated. Wrap it around my shank. Get in about 3 or 4 turns. And get your thread butted up nice and close to your hackle and secure it. Try not to trap too many fibers. If you do, you can do your best to sweep them back and do more securing wraps. If you have any crazy fibers that aren't agreeing with you, you can go ahead and trim them out of the way, like I do here. And now we'll get started with our peacock material. And for the peacock, I like to use the quills that are up closer towards the peacock eye. You can see where I have an empty spot. I've been using those. And get that secured in just in front of your hackle. And secure that. Place your bobbin in your bobbin cradle, and you can do about 3 or 4 wraps depending on the length of your hook shank. With my 2XL hook shank, I found that did fine with about 3 or 4 wraps. Get that secured in place. Clip your excess peacock out of the way. And whip finish. Make sure we don't undo or unravel anything that we've already tied in. And we need to snip this thread out of the way so we can get started with our hot spot. Here I'm using a UTC Fire Orange thread. This is in 140 denier. This is a bit thicker. kind of level things out with where we secured our Peacock and Hackle, and try to get a decent, even hot spot base. Now I throw quite a few whips on right here, make sure this thing doesn't come undone. I do not use any resin on the hot spot. Probably wouldn't hurt to come in with a tiny little dab and make sure that that hot spot doesn't come undone. And I come back in with the same black Semperfli thread I was using earlier. Secure it in just in front of my fire orange thread, and then start with the Peacock. Get about 3 turns in and secure the Peacock. Snip your excess out of the way and start in with the Hackle. Put a couple half hitches on there. Make sure that doesn't come undone, and toss your bobbin in your bobbin cradle. Put 3 wraps on. Get my hackle secured in place. I have a few errant fibers up front as well. Those can be trimmed out of the way after we secure the hackle in place. Clip out our excess hackle material, and then we can clip our thread out of the way. And here we can just kind of fix some things on the fly that aren't standing the way we want them to. Kind of just tease and preen the fibers to get them to do what you want, because you're going to end up having to do this out on the water as well. The more you fish it, your flies just get beat up, and you end up having to kind of pamper them back into place. I like to invert my fly, so that way when I go to put on my resin, it doesn't go into the hook eye. It just, gravity takes effect and sinks it downward into my hackle material, and hopefully secures it that much better. Give that a good zap. And there is the Hot Spot Midge, guys and girls. And there it is, guys. the Hot Spot Midge. If you liked it, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any more of these flies I'll be posting. Next month I'll be doing the caddis flies, and then April I'll be doing stone flies, and then May I'll be finishing off with mayflies for the Federation of Fly Fishers Encyclopedia. So I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you on the next one.